I remember the Christmas of 1959 very well. I was 5. One cold evening in mid-December, my big brother was helping our mother place wood in the fireplace. I was sitting on the sofa and contemplating the likelihood of Santa being able to climb down our chimney on Christmas Eve if there were to be a fire burning in the hearth. I suddenly had an epiphany. The idea of a jolly white-haired man in a red suit climbing down everyone's chimney with a load of toys was just plain silly, and nothing more than an idea parents used to ensure their children behaved throughout the year so as to stay in the good graces of the gift-bearing Santa Claus. I suddenly leaned forward on the sofa and said, "There isn't really a Santa Claus, is there?" Mother and brother turned a bit somber and said, "Well, no, there's not." And that was that. I had crossed the divide between babyhood to childhood. But even with my newly found wisdom, I was already missing the idea that there was a possibility of Santa Claus. And Mom saying that the spirit of Santa Claus lives in all of us just didn't sound as intriguing as reindeer landing on the roof and an elf from the North Pole bringing toys to girls and boys all over the world. But I adjusted. I learned to enjoy the season. I already understood the reason for Christmas, and that's to celebrate the birth of baby Jesus. But where did the story about Santa come from, and why did Santa have so many different names? Father Christmas, St. Nicholas, St. Nick, Kris Kringle, Grandfather Frost. Well, to get a little closer to the real identity of Santa Claus, we have to go back in time roughly 1,752 years. That's where we meet St. Nicholas of Myra, an early Christian bishop of Greek descent from the maritime city of Myra in Asia Minor during the time of the Roman Empire. The area is now known as southwestern Turkey. St. Nicholas came from a very wealthy family, and he himself was very well off. St. Nick had a reputation for secret gift-giving, and it's been rumored that he was also famous for dropping coins into people's open windows. And later, when people started building fireplaces in their homes, he would drop coins through the roof holes, which served as a type of chimney before actual chimneys were invented hundreds of years later. St. Nicholas lived his life in service to others, providing needy families money, clothing, food, and even toys for their children. The name Santa Claus has its roots in the informal Dutch name for St. Nicholas, Sinterklaas. St. Nicholas was born in the town of Patara on the southwest coast of Turkey between the years of 260 and 280 AD. Technically, the Republic of Turkey was not formed until 1923. Patara at that time was under Lycian rule. Now it's called Demra. Upon his death, a memorial was erected in the town, but it would be a number of years before he would be proclaimed a saint. He also became the patron saint of sailors, but more the saint of children, as he was remembered for giving them fruit, nuts, and sweets for good behavior. December the 6th became associated with the feast of St. Nicholas, and in later years, a bishop declared December 25th as the birth of Jesus. Over time, the two celebrations began to fuse together and became the connection between Santa Claus, St. Nicholas, and Christmas Day traditions. In the late 1800s, illustrations by Thomas Nast appeared in various newspapers of St. Nick in a red suit with a large belly, wearing a beard, smoking a pipe, and carrying a black sack full of toys. This was to complement Clement Clark Moore's poem A Visit from St. Nicholas, better known as "'Twas the Night Before Christmas." the transformation of a humble saint named Nicholas to a jolly man who feasted on mince pies and gets stuck in chimneys had begun.
Ho, ho, ho! Merry Christmas!